Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker rumor. Apparently on Reddit, some guy who has got contacts inside the movie industry has gotten word that grievously bad things are going to happen in Episode 9. And here it is. As stated in a previous leak, it's been reiterated to me that we will indeed be getting young Luke and Leia flashbacks in The Rise of Skywalker. In one particular scene that appears at the opening of the movie is we see Leia and Luke fighting it out in a training lesson. Leia is giving up her Jedi training due to the fact that she's pregnant with a son. My source on this mentioned a fight, so I believe that we may be getting Leia and Luke in a lightsaber duel toward the beginning of the film. Picking up in the current point of the timeline, Leia appears to have taken up the mantle of Jedi mentor to Rey in the wake of Luke's passing. Note, this will likely coincide with the scene from D23 First Look where Rey throws her lightsaber at a train remote and cuts down a tree. Early on in the film, we catch up with Kylo's story where he is slaughtering people with the purpose of tracking down one of the film's MacGuffins, a device known as the Wayfinder. I'm told the name Wayfinder is almost a reference to Halo. Oh, I guess we're going to get Master Chief in this movie? That'll make it a lot better, huh? Kylo obtains the Wayfinder from the Oracle and finds it to contain coordinates to a point in the unknown regions. Apparently, the Wayfinder once belonged to Darth Vader. Using the coordinates found within the Wayfinder device, Kylo finds Emperor Palpatine. How Palpatine is still alive and how he ended up in the unknown regions is a mystery. A mystery the guy who got information about this happening wants to know more about. But I can solve his mystery quite easily. It's bad writing. Apparently, Kylo-ren joins Palpatine, who orders Kylo-ren to go get Rey so that she can join the dark side. Yes, this feels very Return of the Jedi, but that's nothing compared to the fact that Palpatine wants to get Rey there so he can give both Rey and Kylo leadership of the entire galaxy because he's too old because he's old and decrepit and about to die. Oh, so the Emperor wants to give them the ownership of the galaxy because he's going to die, like apparently he did in Return of the Jedi, but mysteriously survived. Reading a bit more, in order to facilitate bringing about this new empire, Palpatine has spent his 30 years of being out in the wilderness, creating a fleet of Death Star destroyers. Note, I don't know if this is the actual name or not. Personally, I hope not. It's a bit on the nose, which appear to be exactly what they sound like. Yeah, Star Destroyers with the technology of Death Stars, where each ship can blow up a planet. Great. That means Death Stars are useless now because it's much better to have a fleet of ships like that. Because as scary as a Death Star is, it's nothing compared to a ship because you can have thousands of ships being able to go around blowing up stars. What's more, we get news about Poe and Finn, who apparently find out that Kylo gets the Wayfinder. And that's about as much as we learn about them. Further on, it's at this point in the story where the Resistance team makes their way to the desert planet seen in the teaser. And behind the scenes footage, it's revealed that Leia's contact is Lando Calrissian. Lando points them toward another one of their MacGuffins, a Sith artifact that apparently turns out to be a dagger. This dagger has some sort of writing on it that 3PO can't decipher. I didn't mention this earlier, but apparently some people think because Palpatine wants to give Kylo and Rey the galaxy that he's a Kylo-Rey shipper. Either way, it doesn't really matter, but it does say something that Kylo-Ren once more mind melds with Rey, and they Kylo ends up learning where the Resistance is and goes attacking them. They escape, but Kylo gets his father's Millennium Falcon. As previously mentioned, 3PO is confronted with a challenge he is not equipped to handle. The artifact found on Procina contains a language that 3PO can't translate without modifications. In order to modify 3PO's programming, Poe brings the team to the wintry planet seen in the teaser, Kajima. There, C-3PO is modified to allow translation of the artifact. I'm told that the modification is done by a small alien. The writer of the article says this is just a rumor, but he says the translation of the dagger apparently leads to another wayfinder, one that the Emperor himself used, and apparently it's on the first moon of Endor. You know, you're just reminding us of better movies, aren't you, Disney, and the creators of the vandals of the Star Wars franchise. And apparently the writer of this article says the red eyes that C-3PO has in the trailer isn't because he's become evil or because he's been corrupted by the Sith. It's because it allows him to translate the language. Even further in the article, it's revealed that Hux is the First Order mole that has been feeding the Resistance information, and he allows the heroes to escape while Kylo is distracted by dueling with Rey in person. And this is where we get into some very crazy stuff. During this duel, Kylo adds another wrinkle to Rey's backstory. He mentions that while her parents are nobodies, her grandparents, specifically her grandfather was Palpatine. This explains in bringing in the random nobody from Jakku into the fold. The crew recovers the Falcon, Rey reconnects with them, and they all flee. I don't know how much to say, but this is incredibly bad. Of course, she's the granddaughter of Palpatine. Okay, she's not the daughter, at least, but the granddaughter, of course. This is something we've seen before in other media, but to see it here in this series is a gut punch. Oh, don't forget that Kylo-Ren apparently teleports back to the Emperor's side, who set up shop back in his old base in the wreckage of the Death Star in the throne room, where they end up facing Rey when she finally goes to beat them down for good. Apparently Rey ends up being Kylo-Ren when she uses her hatred, of course, and they say that the dark Rey we saw in the trailer was just a vision she had, which everyone pretty much agrees they are not going to turn Rey evil. And apparently what happens next is another gut punch, where apparently a Force ghost version of Han appears to his son, and this apparently causes Kylo Ren to go back to the light side. Great. But the next bit is a doozy. This duel is a critical tipping point for Rey as well. I'm told that in the wake of her confrontation with Kylo, she takes the Wayfinder and flees to Arch-Tau to collect her thoughts. Her mindset is reportedly mirror-like of Luke's, and she decides to give up being a Jedi before Luke's ghost appears and gives her back, apparently, Leia's lightsaber. Where he gets Leia's lightsaber, nobody knows. Oh, I forgot to mention, Arctech. Arctech is the planet that Luke was hiding out on when Rey found him. So I should mention it so you know where she is. But after that, Rey leaves Arctech and travels to the Sith fleet in the unknown regions. Eventually, the Resistance fleet arrives and battle ensures. Somehow, Rey finds her way to the Emperor, who has been waiting for her. Palpatine confirms that what Kylo told her was true. And this is where the movie completely becomes a puppy who apparently hasn't been potty trained yet. Because not only does Kylo, who now goes by Ben again, comes to save Rey, they both team up and attack the Emperor, who is about to kill them when he overpowers them. But apparently Luke and Leia's Force ghosts arrive. Or should I say Force goats? It doesn't really matter. No one else does. And apparently help Rey defeat the Emperor. Then they all travel back to Tatooine, and we find out that Rey has cannibalized Leia's and Luke's lightsabers, and she makes a new one for herself, cannibalized out of the old, a blue-gold-yellow lightsaber, and she buries the rest on Tatooine, on apparently the Lars former homestead. The movie ends when the cast end up remaking the twin sun scene of the sun setting from A New Hope. Oh, if you were wondering, we don't know if Kylo Ren survives, and what happens to, Poe and Finn. Apparently, while Rey was facing the Emperor, they were off in a space battle somewhere. I guess no one cares about them, and I guess we shouldn't either. This movie sounds like it's hackneyed and that the creators have no idea how to end it, so they're just throwing every idea at the wall and hoping that it'll stick. And this is why apparently they're showing previews of this movie to specific audiences so they can pick the right version of this movie, because they keep editing it down and hope to not have a total bomb of a movie when they release it. If you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, so make sure you are subscribed. Also, if you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, just subscribe to me. Subscribe to me at YouTube at Read Comics They're Bad For You. Then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. Also, could you please share this video, share it on Twitter, and share it on Facebook, share it anywhere you think it would do the most good, because YouTube is also not promoting their YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. And keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.